Hello everybody, I am here today to play some more TF2, and yes, my throat is completely and utterly destroyed, but the show must go on and I must keep trying to make TF2 commentaries. Anyway, I am here today to talk about a problem that's generally in multiplayer games. Anyway, I want to talk about what destroys multiplayer games like first-person shooters and RTSs and more recently MOBA games. What causes them to get destroyed? By destroyed I mean like their community start leaving, they stop making dedicated servers, and I don't mean the gradual downgrade of a game, I mean more like the implosion of a game. The sudden downturn that causes the game to completely go off the radar. And you're probably thinking I might say the main problem is hackers or game devs. Well, sometimes it is hackers and game devs for some games, but for me the biggest factor that often causes these kind of implosions is the community. Yup, it's you guys. I mean, it's me as well. It's everyone. Everyone who plays the game has some kind of responsibility for the destruction of the game. It could be something as little as a comment that makes someone want to stop playing. And personally, it saddens me when usually a good online multiplayer game with a big community causes good players to leave because they hate the community. A big example of this is MOBA games, because MOBA games, in my opinion, has some of the worst communities in all of multiplayer games. It's bad as fucking Call of Duty, and that's pretty damn bad. Now, I understand, firstly, MOBA games are free to play, and secondly, MOBA games are a very competitive game type, but still, you wonder what makes the community so goddamn toxic. Now, when I started playing Smite, I never played League of Legends, I never played Dota 2, but I started in Smite anyway, just to see what it was like. And I was really badly surprised to realise that when I thought I was alright at the game, thought I was good enough to start off, I got obliterated. And that happens in multiplayer games. You're starting off, it's just the way it works. But the main problem I ran into was that every single mistake you make, every single little slip up you do, you're called out on it by someone. Someone is going to tell you how terrible you are, tell you to uninstall the game, and will probably give you massive amounts of abuse by the end of the game. I understand, because the balance of one player can cause the destruction of the entire team in MOBA games. So it makes complete sense as to why I would go ARI for the person. I'm just saying, I'm surprised it doesn't cause more people to just leave the game, because when I went onto this Smite community and I checked, is it always this bad? I was astonished to find that even some of the nicest guys were still saying, oh yeah, I give abuse to bad players. And it was almost a casual thing for them, and they didn't really care. They were just kind of, oh yeah, of course. As if it's expected they're supposed to give massive amounts of abuse to a person. Now of course, it's a very competitive game. Dota 2 and League of Legends have tournaments for it, so I'm not surprised that it's a very competitive sort of game type. I'm just saying, I realised that sort of abuse is just not my kind of game. But then, it actually affected me. Because after playing a lot of Smite, I actually got into the habit of commenting on other people's performances in games. So when I was playing TF2 in this very game, I actually commented on how badly my team was doing. Because after this game, half the team leave and it's just me and a load of not great players against, a good team. And the team got scrambled, so most of the good players got put in the opposite team. So as a result, I did make a comment saying am I the only person actually doing anything in this team? And I actually ended up getting into an argument with someone about it. They were saying, oh, you're such a pro. They were mocking me. And honestly, I got what I deserved. It was a nice wake-up call to realise that I wasn't playing a game like Smite anymore, and TF2 isn't as toxic a game. Thank God that saved me from myself. Anyway, the biggest observation I've made is that every good game with a massive audience like Call of Duty, League of Legends, have the most toxic community. They're always the ones that comment on your performance and they troll you and take the piss out of you. The amount of troll videos on YouTube of just people making fun of other people in Call of Duty is really stupid. And it makes me glad that I play a game like TF2 where the community isn't a quarter as bad as any other games. Because despite its good gameplay, it isn't considered as competitive a game. And of course, the kind of person they'll blame, and it's usually the kind of person that does all this shouting and abuse, is usually the quiet person in class. Usually the person wants to give out all their pent-up aggression into a game, and honestly, I feel ashamed that I lower myself down to that. If this guy who I got into an argument with is watching, I'm sorry for being like that. I'm not usually like that, it's just Smite affected me really. I don't mean to blame MOBA games, but actually on a side note, apparently Smite is actually not as bad as League of Legends or Dota 2, which worries me, because, okay, Smite's a pretty abusive community, and I put up with the fact that it's a pretty abusive community, but I'm actually worried to see how bad League of Legends is. if Smite is, inverted commas, not that bad. And from what else I heard, back when Smite wasn't as popular a game and it was an early beta and people were only playing it to check it out, but most people still kind of had their heads in it all, the community was supposed to be amazing. Like really nice guys. Which just furthers the observation that these toxic communities only come out from well populated games, from games that are really widespread, massive, that everyone loves. And World of Warcraft isn't supposed to be that bad, but I think that's because it's a paid subscription kind of thing. I think the ratio for the community and how toxic it is a matter of how big the community is and how much you pay for the game. Like Call of Duty is an exception because it's a $60 game, but still, not very nice people will buy it because they, you know, it's the only game they get every year. Anyway, that's my opinion on what ruins games. By that I mean by far the fastest tactic to get me out of a game is have people abuse me on every single chat message. I don't know if that's just me, because in fairness these games are still huge, so maybe most people are like this and they put up, maybe most people aren't little bitches like me and they put up with it. The last thing I'll bring up about this toxic community is, usually these games have a fairly competitive feel. Like Call of Duty is pretty damn competitive, along with MOBA games and other huge FPSs, and usually it's like an esports kind of game that tends to get this kind of toxic community depending on how big it is. As a conclusion, maybe I should just go along with it and be a dick myself when I get good at these games. It's kind of a shame about these games because most of my love is just the community makes me leave them. I don't know, maybe I'm a little bitch and maybe I should just put up with it. Anyway, that's it. Sorry about my decrepit voice and sounds like a cheese grating on a cat, but I'll get better next week and my voice won't sound as shitty and it will sound its usual high pitched sound. If you like what you saw, I'll see you again next time. If you didn't like what you saw, then I won't see you next time. Feel free to like and subscribe. Bye.